So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Play action. Willis. That's to the tight end, Musgrave.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, they told us that he was just going to be a bear to defend, and usually tight ends are, Charles, but he's no exception to that rule. His second catch of the opening possession, and it gets him a first down.
Yeah, and they certainly saw something on his earlier reception. He went back and reported what he found, and one of the things about him, he's like a wide receiver to me, Brandon. He has a great sense of space and understanding where defenders are.
Well, we talk all the time, Charles, and it kind of gets cliche about the hands that he has, but really it's the truth. For a tight end, some of the best hands in the game.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Second down and 8.
19, Charger, 19.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And a nice run. They're going to take this close to the first down marker at the Bucs' 15-yard line. Trying to run for it with Jacobs.
And the Saints are going to have a first and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. Josh Jacobs with career touchdown number 128. He's now tied with Marvin Harrison for number 9 on the all-time list.
And the Saints are on the board first here on the road in Tampa.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10
at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Called a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
When you look at the Saints defense,
they find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
7 yards there and a first down.
The Bucs are the perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Mayfield to throw it.
The RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
2nd and 10.
Mayfield down.
That's caught. Emeka Buka.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 41-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give the receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And his kick is absolutely perfect.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
Shifts by him.
And able to get this out to the 25.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready, right?
Willis looks to pass it here.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 more yards for him there. It's a 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Willis out of the gun. Open man, it's Palmer. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 1st downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
Willis will look to pass again here. A short throw to Musgrave.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down.
Warriors 70. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Go.
Willis. Throw caught by Musgrave. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 14. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
60 Vikings.
Willis saw the option to the right.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 15-yard line. Here we go.
Now from the gun, here's Willis.
Touchdown! Cade Otton, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown.
The kicker on.
Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10
at their own 20-yard line.
And right away, he'll look to throw.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Run.
Mayfield looks to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, alert.
Here's Mayfield.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety rolling into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Now Mayfield.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And shutting him off, now open field. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
20. Hit. Watch out.
From the gun, Mayfield. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
180.
To throw, Mayfield. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. That'll be caught. It's Scott. And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. He got 29 yards that time. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bucs get a bit closer. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And it makes the score 21-10. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
To throw, here's Willis. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
Let's go. 19 Lions. Panther 60. Panther 60. Dragon 60. Check. Bobcat. Check. Bobcat.
Lamb will go in motion.
Steady.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got them pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6.
41 21 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
20. My man.
Back to throw here. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
On second down, they'll run it here. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
180.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Defense may be thinking pass. They come out in the nickel on 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
They'll turn things over to Brandon Aubrey now for the field goal.
And his kick is indeed good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 32 on the play.
Willis will look to throw it. Musgrave's got it outright.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
This is where you can try and get a tight end in space. They like this matchup, so they're going to let their 2 receivers to his outside run simple little short routes, hoping to suck up the secondary. And that'll free up space for their tight end on a corner route to make a big play.
Oh, that is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Now a 2nd and 10.
19 tight. 19. Let's go now.
Here's Willis. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Ready.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
18 Cardinals.
Willis looking to throw it.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints.
CeeDee Lamb.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Saints would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2.
The Saints will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now they'll empty out the backfield.
Willis will try and throw for this.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, alert 33.
He'll look to throw. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the third quarter. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1.
They'll drop the throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Mayfield to throw it. He's going to go for a big play downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And this is going to be intercepted. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
But the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line. Willis.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
after the incomplete pass. Here now is 2nd and 10.
65.
Now Willis. He lets it go deep for Olave.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
But based on the last 2 play calls we just witnessed, the word conservative is not in their playbook. Incomplete, and then they decide to throw deep from this point on the field. That's a team that's really getting after it.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
Nice Panther 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready.
Here's Willis. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And now off to the races down the right side.
Moving inside the 20.
Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Saints have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Mayfield down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play there on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Done.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Buccaneers are able to cut into that deficit.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
26-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. And they'll run it here. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Here we go, set. 19 Lions. 18, 5 in. Go.
Willis looking to throw it. That's to the tight end, Musgrave. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, New Orleans. Luke Musgrave with career touchdown number 60. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone. Now Mayfield lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And it'll be first and goal at the 7-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it, as he gets wiped out on that one.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Lamb will go in motion.
Ready.
To throw, here's Willis. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Viking 18. Buffalo 18.
Now Willis. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Cade Otton with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Saints get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he loses the football a second time. And I believe he was able to get this back. He was. Boy, after giving up the touchdown, lucky that didn't turn into another.
I didn't do this in college, but I did it in high school. When you return kicks and you lose it yourself, the panic that goes through you and the determination to get the ball back, I don't even know how to describe it. And I think we just saw an example there.
And the relief when you get it back like he did.
Yeah, you go to the sidelines, you know you're going to get yelled at, but you can handle it because you got the ball back.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Point it right, point it.
Throwing, Mayfield. Now he's going to step up and run. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Able to locate his running back open downfield. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the play. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And Mayfield just getting the play off. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Saints are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing. But I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
Back to throw, Willis. He's got a man, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Here we go, set. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Warriors 70. Let go.
Willis. This one taken in by Olave. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, 33 yards. And the Saints are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. A try here for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
180.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Give him a couple on the run there. It'll be 2nd and 13. Back now in Tampa. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now Mayfield.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have is chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. To throw, Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And got his man complete.
He's to the 15.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bucs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate.
And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They think they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Run. 180! Alert! What's that?
Mayfield looks to throw. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Well, it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I don't know that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Okay, ready?
The Saints on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Able to find the
incomplete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Off the option, here's Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Back to throw, Willis. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Calling a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Mustang 19. Here we go. Here we go. 70 Lions. Let's go.
Willis looks to pass it here. And he is caught. He will have the conversion and more than that. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Chris Olave, 60 yards. And the Saints look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Now this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40.
Ready,
looking to put a drive together.
Trap 60, trap 60. Go.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
70 Rangers, 7. Come on, set. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Gabriel looking to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
19 Lions. Ready.
Here's Gabriel. He's got his receiver. That's Ibuka. And he's got this down to the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go. Start.
Throwing now, Gabriel. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air and defensively. They were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Now Gabriel. Open man is Ibuka. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. To throw, Gabriel. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Viking 18. Panther 11.
Gabriel going to throw for it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
To the air is Gabriel. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Looking to throw. Gabriel to the end zone, but it's incomplete. I think here the score dictates you pretty much got to go for it.
But when you look at the scoreboard and you realize that 3 doesn't do you a whole lot of good in this situation, you're exactly right. Dial up one of your better plays and get after it. Forget the field goal kicker. He doesn't matter.
19 Tiger.
4th down. Here's Gabriel. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film. But this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And it's starting to look like that 3-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Come on. Set up. Hawk 70.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for New Orleans, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1.